Perfect. Yeah, so my name is Lidiia. I'm architect and urban planner from Ukraine. Before war, I was involved in many projects of international technical help in developing new urban planning documents and strategies due to the decentralization reform. So I worked with like GIZ, USAID, and so on. And unfortunately, war happened, and I was forced to move to Europe. And I was thinking how I can help and how I can, what should I do further? And I joined the big international company called Zomer, and there were several reasons why I did it. The first one is because the company is specialized on making bridges between the gaps and on synchronized of energies and on multidisciplinary approach, which to my mind is very needed to Ukrainian cities in recovery. Also, the company has this EPA cradle to cradle methodology and approach, which we can use in recovery of our Ukrainian cities when we talking about waste and when we are talking about like damaged buildings and how we can rethink and reuse these materials. Also because my colleagues have a great experience in recovery and rebuilding of Sarajevo in Bosnia, and they established a digital tool project for a recovery of the city. And on this example, we can see that all effort of all European and international organizations lead Sarajevo to a bad example of recovery. So city now is still we cannot say that city now is like sustainable and renovated in a good way. That's why we are thinking that only when we join efforts and only when we can manage all this cacophony of different projects which are established now in Ukraine and all other international partners, only with the joint forces, we can make a really good example of reconstruction of Ukraine. So that's why we are working with different organizations, and we established some project called Rebuilding Europe, and in Warsaw we had a workshop about recovery of Ukraine, and we got a really very nice inputs from it. Also, we try to study different cases of rebuilding, and you can watch it together with the National Union of Architects and with ProPM School of Construction. Yes, you can go to scan a QR code and you can see all these cases of recovery of different cities. Also, we are working very closely with the project of called ULIT with Europe, who established a capacity building for the municipalities, and now we are supporting municipalities on their way to recover. And we were thinking about like some principles of recovery which were established on the Prague Charter. Basically, there are 10 of them. Yes, and these principles will lead also in new urban planning law code and in future recovery of Ukraine. Also, we collaborate with two organizations, and one of these is crucial, called OSCE, which was created to prevent the Third World War, and we want to bring this element of peace and adaptation to changes in the recovery process of Ukraine. Yes, and as we are not only talking about like something hypothetical, we want to bring it to real life, and we got a request from the Makariv municipality in Kyiv region, and together with them we established the methodology of and based on our experience we established the methodology on developing the comprehensive recovery programs. And basically, like 2 hours hours ago, I had a call with the Ministry of Regional Development and Infrastructure, and now we have like two legal documents and two legal frameworks in Ukraine. One called Comprehensive Recovery Program, which is general about like analysis, and one is Comprehensive Recovery Plan, which is like very, very specific with very, very clear steps. And with the steps, we will also should have like where we will get money on these steps. So with this financial thinking. And we, based on our experience and on studying the legislation, we created this 4 stages approach. The first stage is preparatory and research work. It is like about understand where is municipality now, what kind of resources does municipality have, what was damaged, rethink the strategies, make the analysis, make some diagnostic, and also prepare the action group, which is really very important in context of Ukraine, because usually, like in the action group, you can see like the head of the municipality, the vice head of the municipality, and they are really very busy, and we can understand this. So it should be like really, really working group with people who have time on it. And so we focused on Makariv municipality. Unfortunately, the mayor of Makariv has no time to join us, because you heard from Mikhailina today that situation in Kyiv region is very hot now, and was very hot in at night. He is apologizing, but still, like Makariv, it's a municipality in the Kyiv region, 50 kilometers far from Kyiv, and it suffered a lot. The territory was occupied and deoccupied several times, and like 18 settlements from 49 were occupied during February and April 2004. Yes, and more than 200 civilians were murdered. And estimates damages is 133.5 million. So, and the 4 sectors which suffered a lot is housing, social infrastructure, critical infrastructure like bridges, roads, and also like manufacturing. It's like more than 176 destroyed objects, which gives the municipality income to the budget. And like now the municipality doesn't have it, and they need to force. And we also made like comprehensive analysis. We divided 3 sectors: social, economic, climate and environment, and infrastructure and mobility. And we are also convinced that we should look on the municipality on different levels. Well, when we are talking about recovery, so it should be the level of region, level of the municipality, a level of neighborhood, and a small level of interventions, when we can show like very quick recovery, and we can like support people, because people are also like some kind of depressed, and they see this all damaged houses, and they need some action to feel mentally better, let's say so. And the second stage is like scenario building, when we are prognosing, or when we are taking all our resources, and we can make specific actions and prognose specific action due to the conditions where the municipality now, for example, like today, we had a missile attack, and we also need to think about this on creating the scenario. And we also convinced that we need to involve people, because we are making these recovery programs not for people, but we should make the recovery programs with people. So the main actors should be like public people. That's why we need a lot of workshops, a lot of teamwork, and a lot of like city labs where we can discuss everything and be very patient to every mind and consider it in a recovery program and recovery plan after. And also the crucial is implementation, because in Ukraine we also have this situation when we have a very nice master plan. Before war we had a very nice design master plan with like the best architects of Ukraine, but then this master plan is just hanging on a wall in a cabinet of a mayor, and that's also now no steps about about the implementation. So it's why we were thinking that that's the crucial element in a recovery in any plan or a program. And we during this work with Makariv, we defined some potentials, like where a municipality wants to go, and they're like very different ways, different strategies they have. The first one is about like tourism, recreation, also about like industry facilities and making these logistic hubs, because they're on the way from Kyiv to Lviv, which is now like the main corridor from west to Ukraine. And together with the architecture faculty, with the students, we developed some first proposals about like housing, about school, about different public buildings, also like this technopark, which is like a dream of every municipality, because they think that that's the best income to their budget. Yes, so it was like the first proposal, and the first proposal of comprehensive recovery program with analysis. And we defined that the project of these 4 stages should be at least 21 months. If we are talking about really very precise project and real base project. And also you can scan this QR code and know more about our approach in the article which were published in the governmental page of Ukraine. Yes, thank you.